Hi you all, this is Rosa bringing you Deer Families, a docuseries dedicated to the study and observation of the whitetail deer that live in the rapidly developing town my home is in. Today, on Thanksgiving Day, we have a lot to be grateful for. Baby Ethan here survived corn toxicity, a deadly disease that often kills deer. I shared 2 other videos on his battle with that disease, so I'm happy to bring you this great news on such a special day that he is doing well and got through the worst of it. He's here with his cousin River, and his family is resting in the empty lot next to my house right now. They've just arrived for grapes and apples snacks. But I want to show you all how great he looks. His family is much happier. They're less stressed now that he's doing well. So we have a lot to be thankful for on this holiday. A day after I made the video on his battle with corn toxicity, an older buck had been sleeping in this lot next to my house all day, not moving, and he finally got up and walked through my backyard and stopped at my back patio. So I came out to see what was going on, and he just stared at me. And I noticed something wasn't right about him. So I went to grab him some grapes to see if he was hungry or something. But he wouldn't eat them, which is very unusual for these deer. And then he struggled to move, and he could barely walk. And I realized he also came down with corn toxicity, the same disease that almost killed Ethan here. I never saw that buck again. He staggered off into this direction, and he's not been back. So I hope he survived that disease. Not all deer are as lucky as baby Ethan here. And if you see this video and there's deer in your town, if you can, spread the word that corn does kill deer. And it shouldn't be fed to neighborhood deer as food. It's toxic and poisonous for them. And I pray that older buck that was affected with corn toxicity survived it. But there's no way to know since I don't have a tracker on him. But I do pray he's okay. Wildlife officials across the world find deer dead with corn toxicity. So it's a deadly disease, and it's similar to feeding dogs a whole huge bag of chocolate. It's just pure poisonous for them. But this sweet young buck survived it, and I am grateful. It was 3 very painful days for him. I watched him each day just suffering, so he's a very tough buck to get through it, and I am thankful on this holiday that he did, because he brightens up the neighborhood and he makes his mom, Shay, very happy each day, and his family very happy. He's a very sweet buck. Here they are snacking. I'm just foraging for food. And I don't see his family getting up, so they're hidden in those woods. So while I'm filming, and hopefully this car that's driving by will slow down, with all the deer we have that live around here, it's dangerous for the drivers and definitely for the deer to be driving fast. But while I have this film going, I want to show you all something. As you can see over here, I fed them grapes earlier, and there is one grape left on the ground over here on the patio where I feed them. This is a piece of grape. And the funny thing that I've been noticing for the last months, it took me a little while to pick up on this, but I finally realized this happens every single time. The deer, after they've eaten, they always leave one piece of food left, whether it's a grape, an apple, a pear, or a piece of carrot. They never eat the last piece. And later in the day, another deer will arrive to my patio, and they'll eat that last piece. So I believe it's a part of their culture to leave the last piece for someone else that needs it. I've noticed a lot of people do that too. They won't take the last appetizer or the last serving. They always leave it. It's, to some, bad manners to take the very last piece. And I've noticed the deer are the same way. I've never seen any of them eat the last piece. They'll go and smell it. The river thankfully got out of the way of that truck. They'll go and smell it and look at it, but they won't eat it. And in the past, I had read, when I was learning about these whitetail deer, that they don't see as well at night, at daylight. And I had thought, oh, maybe they're just not seeing that last piece. So I'd pick it up and give it to them, put it closer to their mouth, and they didn't really want it. So I often just set it back down, or they look at me like, why are you giving me this? So I realized they can see it just fine. It's not that they don't see as well in the daylight. They can look through my house and find me any time of the day, daylight or nighttime, when I'm inside and they're outside. So it's not an eyesight issue. It's a courtesy and part of their culture to not eat the last piece. Big, huge buck that are traveling through, that don't live here in this territory year-round, they travel through during rut. So we've had a lot this fall traveling through. They do the same thing. I'll give them chopped up carrots and grapes and they won't eat the last one. But some other group later will walk by and eat it. So Sharon's family, each one of them does it, and Beth's family of deer do that. Every single one of them I've seen do that. And I think that's pretty remarkable, and it shows how sophisticated and well-mannered and kind these animals are. Oh, looks like Lana has arrived. She had gotten up out of those woods. See, now she's looking at the last piece of grape, but she won't eat it either. She ate the grapes with her son, River. Her nephew. Ethan over here. So they were the ones that were snacking on those grapes. So I thought that was just something really cool and significant about these animals, that the more I learn about them and all animals, I think we all have a lot in common. We look different, and they have hooves and we have hands, but we all share a lot of common. Oh, she's going potty. I'm going to give her some peace. So we all share a lot of common behaviors, animals and people, and not eating the last piece of food is one of them. One of many I've noticed, but I thought that one was quite sophisticated and mannered, and I wanted to share that one with you all. I hope you all are having a great Thanksgiving. This group is very happy here. Everyone is well and healthy, and there's so much to be thankful for. I hope the same for you all, that you all are healthy and enjoying this wonderful holiday. Happy Thanksgiving, and enjoy the nature and wildlife around you. Bye-bye from Rosa with Deer Families.